This week on Big Eyes, we got a very special guest. Johnny Barnes, aka JB, joins us, and we sit down and talk about Confessions in Blue Box. Endo drops off his work for the month. And who do we think could direct a manga live action movie? Stay tuned, episode 102. Let's get it.
The Big Eyes Podcast.
Welcome. This is an all new week, episode 102 of The Big Eyes Podcast. As always, it is AD and LJ here. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's good? Listen, 102.
Yeah, man.
BE 102. Hold on now. BE 102. Hold on.
We back at it again.
We back at it again. All right.
Back like we never left.
Stop. Back like we never left, man. You already know. Like we here. We doing our thing, and we're happy for here to be on a brand new episode of the Big Eyes Podcast. Some good stuff happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
Got some good discussion.
Oh yeah.
And if we got good discussion, that means we gotta get. Hey, listen, VO 102. If we got good discussion, that means we gotta get some special guests on the episode. You know what I'm saying? And to have these special guests, we had to go big. We had to get the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that is behind some maybe your favorite lookout tweets, maybe some of your favorite YouTube highlights. We got the man Johnny Barnes himself, another Minnesota native. You know what I'm saying? So, my boy Johnny, how you feeling today?
Hey, what's going on,
man?
guys? It's an honor to be here.
Man, happy to have you, bro. As always, you may see Johnny, interacting with us once again. He's the king of the YouTube highlights. He makes sure our highlight reels are going crazy. We make sure our ball is life, anime is life, highlights are going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, Johnny's a big part of the lookout. A lot of this machine doesn't work without him.
Yeah.
So, man, appreciate you for pulling up on us today. So, Johnny, what you been reading on, man, lately?
Yeah, so man, it's like a lot of different stuff. It's crazy. It's a lot of different series. I've been trying to do like a book a week since the new year started, trying to clear out.
I've been seeing some of your Instagram stuff.
Oh
too.
Yeah, it's just trying to like clear out the backlog and try out new different stuff.
Nah, yeah, for sure, man. We've been seeing you. You've been finding the obscure shit too.
Yeah, man.
You've been finding the manga deep cuts.
I be seeing some of the stuff you be posting on Instagram. I'm like, oh yeah, nah, that's a classic. I ain't even know about this. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, man.
It's a mix of like stuff that I've always have seen, like just people talk about it and wanted to jump in on, or like stuff that I've just I see the cover at Barnes & Noble. I'm like, let's see how this goes, and it's been a fun experiment.
Yeah, for sure. I think like that's the crazy thing about like manga, man. Like it's so much material. Like, and there's a lot of things that we have probably grown up on that other people didn't watch, and vice versa. And it's like when you hear about people talking about some of that stuff, it's like, yeah, let me go back and see what that was hitting on, because I might have missed something. Like, was this really as far as everyone said it was?
Nah, yeah, man. So shout out to Special Grade Johnny on Instagram. If you ever want to catch up on what he's reading on, he's definitely tapped in with the great stuff. But man, let's get into why we're here.
Yeah.
Another great week in manga. We got some really good news.
Oh yeah.
We got the what you call it? We got the circulation sales for the week.
Yep.
For Shonen Jump.
Yep. 2022, they're updated, so this is like a yearly thing. You know what I'm saying? We got One Piece. They're at 490 million copies.
Bro, they almost at 500 mil.
Yeah, man.
Do we see One Piece hit 1 billion copies in circulation before we die?
Yes, guaranteed.
Does One Piece end by the time we die?
Yes, guaranteed. Based on where this, I don't want to talk about it right now. Like we could talk about it in another episode, but like this latest chapter was crazy. So I think,
Nah, late chapter is really good.
yeah. But One Piece may reach that point. Hunter x Hunter still holding solid. It's got 79 million.
Duh, because that's all we got to read. All we have is this.
That's all Jeff. That's all Jeff.
Yeah, that's 1,000% Jeff. Jeff has is 79 million in circulation. I'm pretty sure Jess has like 60 of that 79.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Sure.
It's crazy because I've been seeing like more and more Hunter x Hunter pop up in the bookstores down here. I don't know if y'all have them in Minnesota, man, but like I just been seeing them get reprinted. I'm like, damn. So Togashi trying to tell us something, man. Like, what's going on?
I saw that little fake news thing about him asking his wife to finish up Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah, I did see that too.
I know. Yeah,
Togashi said y'all better dance to this old shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. He ain't even gonna send us a remix. He's not gonna send us no author notes, no nothing. It's just the same reprint over and over again. I respect it. I respect Togashi for just being like, you know what, y'all gonna continue to, listen. Old work in a new package.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah, and
there is no
crazy.
new package,
and he getting them off too. He getting them off.
But what you want to call it?
Yeah.
We got My Hero. We got My Hero at 65. We got Jujutsu Kaisen at 60. Jujutsu Kaisen doing that too with like half the damn volumes.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like, I think they're gonna run as long as possible. Like, I think they're gonna both go the distance and end somewhere around the same amount, probably by next year. Because I don't know, man. Jujutsu Kaisen is really reaching close. However, what I'm trying to say is the My Hero fan base and all the stuff that My Hero can, shift off into could really push further beyond. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen is selling amazing. Like, this is crazy.
I think the crazy thing about Jujutsu Kaisen, the crazy thing about My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen is that My Hero, like if you look at My Hero's numbers when the like whatever current volume drops, it like flies off the shelves.
Yeah,
like they do crazy numbers when when their volume drops, and then it just tapers off.
Yeah,
like Jujutsu Kaisen, like as a whole, like it stays pretty steady. Even like when they get spikes when a new volume drops, it may taper off a bit, but then it just goes back to really staying pretty steady for them.
I foresee another bump coming when the next season comes out.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely, it is definitely gonna happen. So I mean, some good numbers.
Yeah, good numbers.
I think manga sales are fun to talk about. I can't lie.
Yeah, man. Like even when you look at something like Mashal and Undead Unluck, they both came out around the same time. But like, Mashal doubled up on them. It's like, damn.
Hey, hold on. Speaking of doubling up, you see Blue Box?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
You see Blue Box? Hey, listen, 4 volumes. We already about to hit a mill. Listen, the Blue Box agenda is strong. It's very strong. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it. This is what I'm here for. This is what we're here for, man. Listen, we're here for the Blue Box agenda.
All for it.
All right, all for it. I'm not playing with y'all anymore. We're here. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy for them. I can't wait until it start getting printed stateside.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
When it starts in the stateside, watch them numbers go up. How Jeff be buying Hunter x Hunter, that's gonna be buying Blue Box.
Start passing them out like Bibles. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna pass them out on the street like roses. That's gonna start being my telltale sign. If a girl mess with me, she gonna have a Blue Box volume on her shelf.
First volume. She
gonna have it on her shelf. That's how you know she mine. You know how that's how Future said he identifies his women by the APs. I identify my women by the manga. Hey, listen, man. Only my special ones got the special edition joints. They get my first editions. That's how you gonna start identifying my women. Do you even read manga? She's like, no, never opened it in my life. I'm like, you're gonna see it. There's gonna be a little note in there from me
on the back page, right next to the little author note.
Yeah,
this is my note.
Be my note. Um, some other news. Mashal Volume 10. They has a statement in there with him retracting the fact that it's going to be ending.
Yeah.
Shonen Jump said, "Hell no, you ain't going nowhere." Shonen Jump say, "Bring that ass here, boy. You're like
You're
you are not
selling
going in it."
like
Oh yeah,
3
fuck no.
million, 3 million, bro. We only have like the first 5 volumes here in America. I think they just released volume 10, and it's already lapped Undead Unluck, and they both started around the same time, so they were like, nah, we can't let that end. No sir.
Well, the thing is too is that I think Shonen Jump knows that they about to have some big gaps soon.
Oh yeah, definitely with Dr.
But then the
Stone
next,
ending today.
so yeah, moving on. We nah, I mean that's true though. Doctor Stone left today. What should we call it? My Hero obviously leaving. Jujutsu Kaisen is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Black Clover is kind of just like they're just kind of chilling.
It's weird because I want to say it's weird because Black Clover chapters have been getting progressively shorter. Like you know how a lot of chapters be like 19 pages, but for the last few chapters, Black Clover has been about 15, and then today's was like 11. So I don't know, man. I feel like there's something going on with Black Clover in the background. We ain't seeing. So it may be ending soon as well.
I mean, yeah, yeah. But I can't say that because regardless of how I may feel about Black Clover, which isn't bad feelings anymore, it's pretty indifferent now. But
Yeah,
once again, these are gonna be big gaps left.
yeah.
Black Clover is very popular. Doctor Stone is very popular. My Hero is very popular. Jujutsu Kaisen is very popular. All
Mm-hmm.
those leaving and potentially ending very soon. I'm sure they're like, listen, bro, could you please write this story a bit longer?
Yep.
Like, please. Because they're like I said, there is gonna be some open spaces.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole
And that, I
lot.
mean, and shout out to the new manga that are coming in. They're kind of coming in at the right time.
Oh yeah, That's why I'm happy about this wave that we've gotten. Like, I only expect like the new wave that we've gotten for two to be dropped, and I'm pretty sure we know which two they are. But you know, for the rest of them, they look like they're projecting very long numbers and sales. You know what I'm saying? They're doing really good in these first few chapters, and you know, hopefully they can stay strong. So the future of Jump is looking kind of bright.
Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. But no, I like how he was like, man, listen, they had a gun to that man's ribs. And they're like, They said, last arc, my ass. You're gonna give us at least 2 more. I don't give a fuck. They're like, you too popular right now. You too popping.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah. So man, yeah, Marshall. Volume. I guess Red Hood's getting a volume, and they're getting all these extra additives to it.
Oh yeah, they're getting the epilogue. It's like a little time skip. Um, yeah, that's a
Johnny,
thing.
how did you feel about Red Hood?
Yeah, I liked like when it first started out. I liked it. Like you know the concept. It was a former My Hero assistant,
Mm-hmm.
but like as time went on, it's like certain stuff kind of dragged, and then like once they dipped into the like once the writing was on the wall that was gonna be ending soon, and they flipped into the sort of like meta like fourth wall breaking type stuff. I'm like, okay, I see what we're doing here.
Yeah,
But yeah, they're getting like it's crazy that they like when they announced like speaking of, like volumes, they're like they're getting a physical before a lot of other sort of newer shorter series that got clipped before it. So it'll be interesting to see that if they get a second life through circulation or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing all this, and my thing is, I just don't want the narrative around it to become this whole like Red Hood should have been given a chance, and Red Hood was.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of these series do like they're given a chance, but I think a lot of them it's a lot of factors that we just don't know about. It could be like editorial things, assistants. I wouldn't be surprised if there was things behind the scene with Red Hood that got it canceled.
But my thing is, and that's very true. But my thing is that people like to go off this whole deep end of we really there's a few words that we throw around that that have really lost their strength. Underrated is one of them. And there's going to be this big fiasco of Red Hood was so underrated and it should have been given a chance. Like they should have been done justice and yada yada yada. And I'm like, bro, end of the day, if you're good enough, you're gonna be good enough and you're gonna stay. Like that's just the end of the day. If you're good enough, you're gonna stay. And if you're not, then you're gonna get pushed to the side and you're gonna move on. Like it is what it is. They had this hype built up around it. They didn't live up to the hype, and that's just what it is. And I'm just not ready. I'm not ready for the discussion that may come from this with people being like, "See, look at what all they could have done with this 1 year time skip." And I'm just be like, oh, "Well, they could have done it if they're good." Like end of the day,
It's weird though because it's like we get them canned, right? And then we get some new manga that are hitting just as well, but now they're in a space where okay, all of these other manga are about to end, so we technically can't clip anything else because the stuff that they were against were just in their, their strongest seasons. You know what I mean? So I don't know if like everything else around Red Hood and ITLC and all the stuff that came out last year was just like I don't want to call them bad, but everything else already had their longevity and could build up to something and hold their spots for however long a time, just for these other things to end. So I don't know, man. It's like the gravity, the season, everything else is just lining up. The stars are aligning for things like Earth
I'll
Child.
say this in terms of the new manga and within, I mean, Red Hood got what 18 chapters. I say first three chapters, it ain't better than if we're gonna compare first three chapters, it ain't better than Earthchild.
Oh yeah, no, you know what's the crazy thing that you say it like that? There was no regular conflict, like no shonen actual conflict in the first three chapters of Earthchild, other than her going to space and fighting an asteroid. There is no fighting. It's all just like straight dialogue of this nigga talking, trying to figure out what's the best for his son.
Listen, there's no one. Their first three chapters ain't better than Earthchild. We're gonna talk from a storytelling perspective. Akane Banashi is telling at least a more fluid story.
Yeah,
Regardless if you feel it's slow paced or whatever, it's telling a way more fluid story. In you can easily more follow it along, and you're not doing too much with it. I think Doron to Doron is more fun,
yes,
and Ayashiman is overall just way better.
yeah. I can agree with
Those
all of
are
that.
all four of those are much better than Red Hood, and you can tell that they're actually getting some burn and some spin. So it's like I I don't know. I can't feel bad for it, man. They're doing their thing.
I'm only sad because you named those four, and there's literally like Shugomaru sitting right there, and you would be like, well, you could replace it with Shugomaru, but that means it's still at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I'm never reading Shigemaru. I'm sorry.
Man, I told you I just skimmed through it, man. I look for references like, that's kind of funny, and then just go about my day.
JB, how you feeling about these new ones, man? How you feeling about the new titles that are coming in right now?
Yeah, so with his new class, I'm definitely liking what Ayashiman is doing. I know we had the comment in the Discord of like, you know, there's only so much that you can do with the manga references and the one hit KOs, but they've expanded the sort of like underworld yakuza type stuff with the other like monster stuff in the series, and it's
Mhm.
it proved to be more engaging. Yeah, a more engaging story. You got Doron, which hits on the sort of like Shaman King Soul Eater vibes. It's um, and then stuff like like you're saying Earthchild. That one, like 80. I don't know if you had seen the person who made Earthchild. They were an assistant during the Steel Ball Run era of
Oh,
JoJo,
really?
so they were a witness to some
Mm.
very good
Yeah,
storytelling.
they were. Okay, that makes actually a little bit of sense now that you say that.
So we got a lot of good stuff as far as the new era, and then talk about Shikamaru. It's one of those ones with like obviously the Shonen Jump reader base is so wide, and like there's literally something for everyone pretty much. It's not like if everything doesn't hit, it's like okay, that's okay. There's gonna be somebody that's digging the whole like schoolyard gag type stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. We're in a good spot though. We're in a good place of manga right now. Some other cool things. Witch Watch. They get their 1 year anniversary. Shout out to them. They're getting the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll start covering more Witch Watch on this show. I'll quit hating. It's not bad. It's not bad. I just don't feel that I don't get invested into it as all the other joints. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is gonna be the segue into us getting into these chapters this week and breaking
Yeah.
down some of these chapters. But shout out to Endo for doing the Dragon Ball 15 Volume 15 cover. He shows up for work when he wants to, and when he does, he kills it.
Oh yeah.
I,
Oh yeah.
that's my goal in life. I don't ever want to show up for work, but when I do, I want y'all to understand I'm really great at it.
50% at work, but 100% when you're doing work.
Endo never shows up, bro. And when he does his thing. I really respect it. He's an asset. He's really an asset. Like it's like they complain about it that he turns in what he does, and they're like, "Whoa, this is the most amazing thing ever." Like this week's chapter was of Spy Family was really good.
Man, listen, we get the villain that we need for the school setting. We got old lady Tonitrus here. You know what I'm saying? I love that we get this person here because it's crazy where we have all of the action, Lloyd on his missions, Yor from the boat and everything that was happening with that. We get all of these high action paced stuff. When we get back to the school, it's like, okay, we can relax a little bit. Everything's going to get slow paced. Nah, we still got to worry about this. We still got to worry about Anya getting expelled, man. And I'm glad they brought that back up because I definitely think that Spy Family needed this chapter.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like how they kind of bring it back to the school. They bring it back to. I love how the conflict is. These kids are coming back from break and they just got that, they got that break hangover.
Yeah, you just like, damn, we back
That
in
was the
school.
best part. That was the best part of like, man, listen, I was like winter break. Like, bro, after winter break, that whole week we're back. Like, that's me just getting readjusted to the fact that I'm back at school.
Exactly.
Like, them first 2 weeks, I'm just like, listen, bro, y'all just gave me like a week and a half off. Like, I can't, you know what
We
I'm
can't
saying?
jump right back into
I
things.
can't jump right back into things. Like, what do you expect me to do? Um, but no, I like you said though, I think you brought up a really great point. I think now they have introduced the villain that they need for the school with that new head or the other teacher.
Yeah, because when you think about it, like it's just been so relaxed. Like we've been mostly worrying about Anya and her grades and getting close to Damien, but we didn't know there was going to be somebody to shake it up this much. Where it's like, no, this is an actual perfect school. We forgot that this was like one of the highest schools with all the like rich folks. Like they have to hold themselves to that certain standard, and it would be a teacher like this to like really just mark off any little thing. But it's kind of funny where we start off with the chapter and it's a student at the high school portion just smoking a cig behind the corner, and she just immediately marks this man like out of nowhere. Crazy. I think that this is the perfect opportunity for them to kind of flesh this out, especially when we get to the end of this chapter and where we're going along with Anya and Damien and their whole thing. I think that was a really, really great thing to show like, hey, we're also building closer to Damien, and we're actually progressing this story a little bit more in terms of getting them close to Lloyd's actual mission.
For sure. JB, how you feeling about Spy Family this week?
Yeah, I definitely echo the sentiment of like even we had all this different side stuff and don't forget you still got to be all proper and good because that the threat of expulsion is still sort of looming in the air like and to have a to introduce an
Mm-hmm.
antagonist who like sort of hits on that is like really good to see.
Yeah, it's really good. All I want to know is like where we're gonna go from here with that whole thing, because we get through the chapter and there's a whole thing about them needing handkerchiefs to show to her because she starts harassing like the first graders. Or they're not first graders, they're like in kindergarten or something like that, but like older kids are getting marked up by this lady as she's walking through the halls and everybody's terrified like, she don't let her catch you, she's immediately gonna mark you down. She expelled 100 kids at one time. Like, could you imagine getting like half your class gone? by like the end of first period.
She said expelled 100 kids, bro. That's wild.
Yeah, man.
That is absolutely ridiculous. We not, but I think once again, since Anya really is, and her being in school is such a big focal point, I love how they create that atmosphere and they create that tension in there.
Yeah,
because it still like you obviously know that Anya is a part of this bigger scheme that Lloyd has.
yeah,
Cool. And you understand that the bigger like scheme that Lloyd has is very serious. Is like, it's this daunting thing of just like him trying to stop this war, him trying, what I'm saying? It's a lot of spy work, espionage, yada yada yada.
mm-hmm.
But when they bring it into that school setting, they keep it very kiddish.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is typical school stuff that they're going to, but it feels so much a part of something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you said, you introduce these like quote unquote villains, aka like these mean teachers, or teachers that are very strict, or teachers that are very, all these different things. And it's like that's the conflict.
Yep.
And that's that's what we're trying to find the resolution. That Anya's a part of trying to find that resolution, how she tries to go about it and whatnot. It draws you into that story. It reminds you of just being in school, of like, oh damn, I remember having a hard ass teacher that would write me up for anything or do it. You know what I'm saying? But also when you think about her headmaster, who's also kind of like a strict, but he's
understanding,
much more lenient. He's much more lenient, understanding. He's a little bit more like, you could tell that he's a little bit more nurturing. And you're like, oh, I remember having a teacher like that too. So I like how they kind of take these elements of something that it would seem very childish, and not in a bad way, but like something that seems a little more kiddie and childish, but like how they make it relatable for even older fans who are reading this story.
Yep, definitely.
Once again, when Endo shows up for work, he goes fucking ballistics. So
yeah, man, he got paid overtime this week.
Man, listen, he did what he had to do. He did a cover. This man did a cover and a chapter. He about to take 4 weeks off.
Hold on, let me see when the next chapter hit.
It's like this time next month. He's taking a month off before the anime, I think.
28 days. 28 days.
He did a chapter and a cover. He said, "I'm good for the month."
I got this month's rent paid.
He got the essentials covered for the month.
Oh,
he said,
man.
fuck that. I'm not. I'll see y'all in a month.
Don't bother me.
Don't bother me. Spy Family is the greatest manga with the most inconsistent schedule. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Absolutely ridiculous. Oh man. But moving on to even more. You know what? I'm gonna save this chapter for last because low key this is the most heat chapter of all this week. But let's move on to the big ones. My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero. We're in the heat of battle. I mean, two mangas right now that we're in the heat of battle right now.
Yeah.
My Hero, we're obviously starting this. I like how they're kicking it off with Shigaraki.
Yeah, definitely. We got Bakugo, Mirko, Edshot, all against Shigaraki. Best Genius is there for support. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to keep him in the air. They find out his weakness. They're doing what they can, man. I'm really enjoying how they're trying to set the stage for the combat against Shigaraki.
I'm loving how people are understanding their roles.
That's also very true. This is a team game.
It's a team. People are understanding their roles, and I very much appreciate that. I very much appreciate no one right now is trying to play some hero ball.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, it talks though. It speaks to the maturity of the students now, and you can tell that they have all grown in terms of training and battles that they've been in, and that they're really fully understanding of like how to work together as a team and working with other heroes.
Yep. Especially when you see like, Momo and what's her name? Hatsune working together to keep the building going. You got Monoma switching his gears to use Aizawa's quirk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's playing their roles, and everybody is useful in their own way to play this larger part of stopping the greater evil. And yeah, man, My Hero is actually giving everybody a little love right now.
They are. I like the game plan, and them putting Shigaraki in this big arena. JB, you brought up a very interesting point. Hold on, let me make sure it was you, because I ain't trying to get people's words stolen out they mouth. Okay, yeah, it was you. But when you talk about the animation of it, I think you brought up a really good point of how they are going to make this how they're gonna make this scene look visually, and like what they're all gotta put into it.
Yeah, because it's all like very chaotic. Like it's like every page is like a new team up. Like you had the one with Ed Shot and the guys making more material. You had Kaminari and the manga guy from class B, doing providing energy that way. Yeah, you had Momo and Hatsume creating more stuff. It's like every page was a different like team up. Yeah, then you had Monoma, Aizawa, and then the water guy, making sure his eyes don't dry out. It's like every page was a new different team up, and it's like, how are they gonna make this flow? When we actually get to the anime of it, it's
Yeah,
like it's all firing off, at once.
I'll say that's, and once again, you brought up another good point of just like the flow of these battles is going to be very important. And obviously, starting off with the Shigaraki battle, I feel that was kind of I feel that was a no brainer, especially because like Deku is no, he's not in it. He's supposed to be there. He's obviously somewhere else handling the other business. So seeing how they're going to survive without him, it kind of puts you in the heat of things. But then you have to, they essentially, you got four different battles going on. You have the Shigaraki versus them. You have Dabi versus
Shoto.
Shoto. You have Deku and Chaco and Toga all together, and that's obviously, I think that's going to be so dialogue and emotional heavy. I don't see much. I mean, there might be some action and fighting there, but I feel that's going to be a more dialogue kind of thing ordeal, especially because we know that there's this thing of a Toga face turn that could potentially happen. And then you have the rest of the crew versus the rest of the other villains who are which is still a battle in itself, and something that probably a lot of people want to see. There's definitely going to be some second tier, third tier heroes that get a moment, but you have all these battles going on, and how they flow and how the story flows, jumping battle to battle, is going to be very important.
Oh, definitely. There could even be a point where it's like, Shigaraki, because he's aware that they're aware of his powers, he can make it a point to get himself out of the air. You know what I'm saying? They're doing all of these things to like keep him suspended in the air because he is the greatest threat. So there could be a point where like the tables get turned and now we're back on the ground, and who knows what could happen at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I really do think as we're going along the floor of battle, all of the next few chapters, you know what I'm saying, is going to play a vital role into where this leads to. But I'm kind of excited about that, man. Like, this is the final battle that we've been waiting for. Like, would you have thought we would have made it to like this certain point? Like, because be honest, like, I think we all saw, the final battle being Shigaraki versus Deku. Like, that's what we're waiting for. But like the build up to it has been kind of like very interesting. And I'm really enjoying, like, at least with the other characters, how everybody has played out, how they're at least attempting to show everybody love, not just like giving it to the star players. You know what I mean? I'm really enjoying where Horikoshi is trying to build up to.
Yeah, I mean, for real, like, we're here. And like, we're at the end game of this manga.
Yeah.
Horikoshi just has to really stick the landing.
Yeah.
Like, that's his biggest thing. If he sticks his landing, My Hero will legit go down as one of the greats. As like one of the greatest of all time.
That's the biggest question now. Here's the biggest question. And Johnny, I want you to answer this too. Like, what does the ending of My Hero look like to you?
What does it look like? Like, what do I okay, there, what do I want, or what do I want, or what do I think is gonna happen? Those are two
What do you
different
no
things.
no no all right, so I'm gonna say both, but like what do you think would be a satisfying ending for My Hero to have?
There has to be a definitive winner of the battle. There has to be like a legit, like, no, they won. There is no, oh man, they might bounce back. Oh no, they have this second power. Oh no, they make blah, blah, blah. There needs to be a definitive. This person won. This person lost. It's done. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
one of those moments of just like, and now how they get there, I don't know. I don't know what is how they're gonna get to that point, but it has to. There has to feel some type of definitive like winner and loser here. There can't. I feel that you can't leave this battle. You can't leave this thing on a. You can't. I feel that you can't do a everybody wins type of thing. I think they do a everybody wins thing is gonna be lame.
But that's the interesting thing because I don't even think like every everybody can win in a. I don't think that's even possible. I think we're too far gone for that.
Well, they could. I mean, once, but like, here's okay. Then here's where my point is: the whole power of friendship thing. If they mess around and do like a Shigaraki face turn, and then like obviously, like, and then like all the the Shigaraki face turn, or he ends up getting saved, or whatever it is, and now everyone like turns, and and now everyone turns on All For One, and now it's like everybody versus All For One, and like that to me isn't going to be a fun ending, or that to me isn't going to be an ending that I would enjoy. Now other people may enjoy it. For me, I wouldn't. For me, I'm rather just like, listen, Shigaraki has gone too far down this line. He's already done, you know what I'm saying? He's already done, he accepted his role as is what it is, and yada, you know what I'm saying? So him going him trying to do this last minute turn of him and Deku becoming friends, or him and Deku having this heart to heart moment, and where he turns, that's not gonna feel like a complete thing to me.
I feel it. What are your thoughts, Johnny?
Yeah. So yeah, in regards to like it's like sort of like reforming Shigaraki, it is very difficult because like you have Shigaraki, but then like you also have the voice in his head, or like the fusion that way. It's like, okay, All For One as an entity, as a physical being, needs to be eradicated. He cannot exist. He cannot physically exist for the world to have a happy future. Like Shigaraki, maybe you rehabilitate him that in some way or something, because like you do see sort of like the schism of like even in this chapter where he's like stay out of my head, let me handle this. Like we've seen the parts before where it's like Shigaraki doesn't like having a sort of like voice in his head, pulling the strings. He doesn't really like being a puppet in that way. So like we might see that break off, but like I think yeah, All For One, the person definitely needs to be out here, and then beyond that, I'm not sure how they exactly handle everything else.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Because I feel that you have a very like clear thought on how you want this to end.
I mean, I don't have a clear thought on it, to be honest. Like for me, the ending has to at least check off like I wouldn't be surprised if Shigaraki has a quote unquote face turn, but it's not gonna be like the full everybody wins face turn where he's still alive, gets to run free, or at the very least is on surveillance or something like that. For me, I think a satisfying ending would at least be like, because we know Shigaraki has a shared consciousness with All For One. He's trying to take over his body. Maybe there's a point where he tries to take out All For One, and Deku does like a simultaneous punch type of thing where he takes out All For One and Shigaraki takes out All For One. But because he's taking out All For One, he takes out himself too. Something like that. You know what I mean? I think that would be a kind of satisfying thing.
I see. I can't get with that, but you know what? I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Not today. Not today. I see what you're saying though. You know what I'm saying? That feels. I mean, end of the day, that feels definitive of there's a winner and there's a loser. End
Yeah.
of the day, that's all that needs to happen, is that there needs to be a clear cut winner and a clear cut loser in this. There
Yeah.
can't be no middle ground gray area of anything. It has to be. It has to be pretty black and white for me for this to end well.
Like
Um,
that's the other thing, like because the black and white thing would be like the more heroes die or something like that. That could be another thing, but we'll see, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, speaking of another manga that has multiple battles going on,
Hmm.
uh Yuta's back and Yuta's going crazy.
He is going crazy
Okay, is he really going crazy? He kind of getting his ass whooped, but he's just holding his own.
because here's the thing, and I want you to understand because I brought this up a few weeks ago now. with Megumi's fights with Yuji, all of them in that colony, there we were getting some explanations on all of their fights and stuff like that. Because now we're getting into the actual meat and potatoes of Yuta. There's no real dialogue for it. We're just looking at all of these folks' powers, and we're like, damn, Yuta is kind of like, struggling a little bit, but he also doesn't have his ace in the hole with him right now. So it's like, damn, like what's really going on? We're actually getting some decent fights. I don't think Utah's actually getting his ass beat. I think he's like, he's getting jumped right now, but he's calling for backup. He's calling his old lady. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down.
I mean, he's fighting, as Johnny once called him. He's fighting, Johnny Bravo. He's fighting Johnny Bravo and a New York woman. That's hard.
You think Johnny Bravo would date a New York woman?
Oh, Johnny Bravo would date anybody, bro.
I mean, that's true.
Man.
Never mind.
Listen,
I'll take that question back.
Real thirst god right there. Real thirsty man. Right
he is.
No, shout out to the New York woman love though that they're getting in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what? Shout out to Jujutsu Kaisen for picking the superior woman group. Yeah, I'm pandering like a motherfucker right now. I don't even care. Don't even care. It's my show. Johnny, how are you feeling though about this chapter, about this latest chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, so it's definitely it's good seeing more back and forth. I think this was this character, I don't remember his name exactly, so I'll just go with the Johnny Bravo beam guy. This is like the one that's like expanded like past a chapter, because like if you look at the past battles that we've seen Yuta have in the calling games, each one is like settled in that chapter. Like he comes through and like cuts the guy, just like in hiding, whatever. He kissed that cockroach and made it explode with cursed energy. That was one chapter. And then he fights the chapter before this. He was fighting the beam guy, and then
the girl with the
she can turn the sky into a surface. So like that tag team is the longest that we've seen for the calling games. Like it's he's I think he's handling his battles better in this case, but like in this is the one that's really pushing him, where he's like I'm getting my ass kicked. I gotta call wifey back to help me out.
Oh yeah, she definitely gotta come save his ass. He was like, all right, come on. He was like full power. He was like, I'm tired of this.
Rika's finna go crazy.
No, definitely for sure. No, I mean, like I said, I've been enjoying this battle. It's not really, I do think JJK is having an issue right now still with the pacing and kind of like the whole how they jump in battle to battle. But this is definitely bringing Yuta back and having him a part of all of this has definitely been it changes the story. He's a character that you want to see fight just because he's so good at it, and he's going to be fighting different quality of opponents. And this is kind of like a triple threat match, so it's like there really is no teams, and they're all kind of going at each other. Especially that because he's also the two sources that he's fighting are from the past. You know what I'm saying? So, his fight is definitely more exciting. You kind of get a little bit more invested into it. I think we are used to seeing Yuta's fights go much quicker. Of like, so it's nice to see him even face his own, adversity and face his own like issues. And it gives Megumi a little bit of leeway because you're kind of like, all right, man, listen, calling games, you're going against some much stronger opponents. But end of the day, no, this battle so far has definitely been very enticing. It's been fun. It's been action packed. You've been, you're seeing some cool different techniques. You're wanting more to see what happens next.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised if he's showing some Yuta love because this is the time where everybody's done seeing the movie in Japan. We're about to get it stateside, you know what I mean? So, why not let this character flex a little bit that everybody's getting to witness on the big screen,
Oh yeah, for sure. So, all right, last chapter. Before we get into a little quick fun discussion, but last chapter, what I feel like was the best chapter of the week, Blue Box.
I'm gonna let you have it. Go for it.
We talking about real emotion. We talking about real storytelling right now. You know what I'm saying? We talking about real heart-wrenching, real loving basketball, real one-on-one for your heart shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And what Blue Box is doing this week, bringing, you got the way he's going back and forth with the Hina and the China son thing is just like
Yeah.
the basketball game. You're seeing the clips, and then you're seeing like Hina make this move on Taki, and you're just like, you see the emotion coming back and forth. Taki shooting a basketball and him like telling like the confessions of the love. It's like, yo, like you're like, you get, it's, the suspense is so crazy. The suspense is so crazy in this chapter. Like, you are so invested into everything that is going on, and the way that, like, the paneling in this chapter was absolutely amazing. Shout out to whoever, shout out to how the panels were just set up. It was perfect in terms of how it complemented the story. It was perfect on how it complemented the dialogue. Like the quick pages of like, there's no words, you're just kind of seeing what's happening in the game, and then you see Hina kind of make this move, and you're kind of just like, oh my guys, like these are two very intense moments happening at the same exact time, and you're just you buy in. You're just like, fuck this, fuck everything else, I am so locked in on what's going on. And then it just, how it ends, and you're just like, oh shit, you're like, fuck, you're like, what the hell just happened? We're talking real storytelling here, bro. This is real storytelling. This is real hip hop right here. Illmatic couldn't do this storytelling. This is like written by Ghostface. This is how good this storytelling is, bro. The art of storytelling, bro. Like, come on, man. Andre 3000 couldn't write this, bro. He couldn't write this Blue Box shit, bro.
All right, bro.
This shit is too good, man. It's too damn good. Oh my gosh. It's best chapter of the week. Easily best chapter of the week. Spy Family got number 2. Blue Box, man. Blue Box it always goes an extra level, bro.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. If you haven't read the chapter, you know what I'm saying, read the chapter. Please read it. Well, if you haven't read Blue Box, let me start there. Please go read Blue Box.
JV, how are you feeling about this Blue Box chapter this week? Because even you brought it up. You're like, man, I just said damn at the end of it.
Yeah, that was it was crazy because it's like, yeah, you're reading, it's like, this is chapter, I guess, 2 of like, it's like, hey, she's, him and the girl, they go for like, dessert, and then they're like, oh, he's like, I think like in his mind you can see he kind of wanted to get back to see Chinatsu at the thing, but oh girl, Haya, I forget her name.
Hina, because they have Chinatsu at the game, and they're at the park, chopping it up, but they're talking about Chinatsu at the game, and they start going into this.
It's like, oh, let's have a shoe cooking contest, and whoever loses has to make a confession, and I feel like she kind of like,
she definitely threw that match,
she threw it, and
she
like,
threw the match.
She's like, I have a confession, I'm in love, and then that's at that moment I was just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, bro, it's
it
that
got
meme,
real spicy.
It's that meme where like the dude has a straight face, but then it has the picture of him actually screaming inside.
In the back.
Bro, that was me. I was just reading it. I'm quiet in my head. I'm like, what the fuck?
But I think the thing along with that is Hina Chinatsu breaking the shot at the end of the game, bro, as she says that.
Bruh, listen, the parallels are too crazy. The parallels are too crazy, bro. It was just, man, listen, Blue Box, next level, man. It's absolutely next level.
Yeah, and like one thing I wanted to say though, like as far as like Chinatsu, like I read like Blue Box in like sort of like a long stretch. Have we gotten back to the part where it's like where Chinatsu finds him like sleeping at the tournament, and it's like, it's lonely being lied to, like, because like when they went to the festival together with Hina and him.
Did he ever find out?
No, did she find out? Did he find out that she was there? And,
yeah, I think she brings it up, and he looks her in the face and just goes like, Nigga, how was I like? How was I supposed to tell you? He kept
Yeah.
it real. He kept it P.
Yeah.
Listen, Taki is P. I've been telling you this. He's a real motherfucking P, bro. Man, listen, he knows what he's doing. He's finessing it. But yeah, bro, the blue box is on a whole nother level. Um, you know, and this is a nice way to ending and get into our final discussion of the day.
Yeah, man.
Very much inspired by the greatest. I'm saying this for myself. And if you want to argue with me, y'all can. I'll probably be. Well, we recording this on a Sunday. Breaking the fourth wall here a little bit. Recording this on a Sunday, which means I'm gonna be in the black variant Batman spaces later today. It's probably saying the same exact thing, but this last discussion is based on us and me seeing the greatest comic book movie I've ever seen in my life this weekend, The Batman. And it really got me thinking of comic book movies get done a good amount of times. They get done very good. They're very well. This Batman movie is amazing. And it got me thinking of what mangas do we want to see become live action. I mean, we can have a whole separate discussion another time about why
That's a bad idea.
animes. Yeah, why like manga and animes you typically have a harder time getting adapted into live action than other stories or American comic book stories. I think that's a much deeper dive that we can definitely do one day. But it got me just thinking of like, man, if we could pick a manga and we could pick a director, like what mangas would we like to see get made into a live action, and like what director do we want to get it done? So I just text a group. I was like, just choose one, and I want to see what the group says. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some good ideas here. But AD, we can kick it off.
Man. So I wrote down like a few because I was really like trying to really decide on what I would actually like. And then I got tired of it, so I just said fuck it. But I'm gonna just list off a few of them. I think the best one on this list is My Hero. You know, My Hero done by John Watts. If you know who that is, he's the guy who directed all the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy, all of that stuff in the MCU. I just feel like he would do a great My Hero movie. I think that would be, up his wheelhouse.
I could see that. I mean, My Hero would definitely be a great fit for any type of Disney Marvel. Kevin Feige gets a hold of fucking My Hero Academia live action. It'll be crazy.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be crazy. I'm pretty sure that they will. I think My Hero live action actually wouldn't be that hard to do.
That's what I'm saying. If it's done something like that,
I think it'll I see, and I think it wouldn't be that hard. I think they'll be able to. I think they would be able to get that right as long as they don't go. As long as they don't try to do nothing like get the stupid hair correct. Give them like spiky hair and shit, we'll be straight. Yeah, I think My Hero could easily be done though, easily transition to a live action movie for sure.
Definitely. Some of the other ones I had on here was like Sakamoto Days by Quentin Tarantino. I thought that would be dope. Don to Don by James Wan.
A Tarantino Sakamoto Days? Yes. That would be fucking insane. That would be hard as shit.
I'm saying,
Sakamoto Days by Tarantino, there's gonna be so many N-words.
I'm saying, dog, that shit would go crazy.
There'll be so many N-words in Sakamoto Days. I would be absolutely
you mentioned like Tarantino's a good fit for that one. Let's just real quick, like whoever did the John Wick ones, like if you're talking like Sakamoto, like the murderous improv aspect of it.
Yeah, that would definitely fit.
That would be hard. Hey JB, what was something on your list?
Yeah, so the one that I had like one of the first ones, because I was looking at my bookshelf of like all the ones on here that I have are like they've either made ones or I don't know if it would be translated well. But one series that I've picked up recently and I think could do well is in live action is Claymore. If y'all familiar with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Claymore, Claymore will be definitely something, especially now because things like The Witcher, Vikings Valhalla, that's booming on Netflix right now. Like that whole little genre and realm is booming right now. So I definitely think Claymore is something that live action wise would be done great.
Yeah, and then another one I had. This is less on the blockbuster side. This is more of like indie vibes. Look Back by Tatsuki Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man. That with
Mm.
is a director by the his name is Richard Linklater, who he's done a couple different movies about like days in the life and passage of time. But the one that sort of like ties back to Look Back is like he did this one called Boyhood that came out in 2014, and it started filming in 2002 because it compiles 10 or 12 real life years of a kid growing up. So I think like that aspect.
Mm.
Oh yeah, he did that movie 12 where yeah, I remember that. I attempted to watch it. I didn't end up finishing it, but I did attempt to watch it.
Yeah, so you take like you look at like Look Back and you think of the passage of time and like seeing them going from elementary to like early adulthood. I think that could be captured really well. It'd be like more like on the indie side or like smaller scale, but could be really well done if it was portrayed correctly.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Those are some definitely some good choices right there. Definitely some good choices. So for mine, I did Reborn,
Oh, the Hitman Reborn.
the Hitman Reborn, and I want that to be done by Martin Scorsese.
I was trying to figure out who I could get from Martin Scorsese, but I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I want Hitman Reborn done by Martin Scorsese. I think that would be hard. It's goofy. It's a bit goofy. I think he would go crazy with it.
It's funny because I was like, I wanted to put something for Spy Family, and I thought about Martin Scorsese with Spy Family. But I was like, nah, I don't know. But I think he would work with Reborn really well. That
Oh yeah. Because okay, cause so originally before I said Reborn by Martin Scorsese, I was gonna say. I mean, I still think this will work too, but I was gonna say Go 13.
oh yeah, I
I
think
think
he
I
would. I
think both
think
of those movies will go really well, or
yeah,
those will be hard.
yeah,
Um, but obviously, there's a difference between assassin spy shit and mafia type shit. Like
yeah.
they're very similar, but there is a line that's very different between the both of them.
Yeah, because even that was like Yozakura family. I was trying to figure out like, I don't think that could fit something for Scorsese. I think he needs something a little bit actually more in the mafia side. I think you're right about that. That's a good choice.
So, but yeah, nah, those are definitely. I mean, obviously the James Bond series has definitely had many different directors in it, but if they chose anyone who did any of the Daniel Craig ones to do Spy Family, that would be hard.
I was saying Mark Foster or James Gunn.
Yeah, that
I
would be
said
hard.
Dotted On by James Gunn because of the Guardians of the Galaxy shit. I think the space slash alien spiritual thing by James Gunn that I think he
It
would
would
do
be.
really well.
I think Don and I's just goofy enough. It's
Yeah,
goofy enough for him to have fun with that shit, and so he
yeah.
would definitely. But the other one that I chose was you could legit choose any Junji Ito book, and I just want it done by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. You know
I
what? Give
think
him
you
Promise Neverland too.
you could fuck around and give him Promise Neverland. Oh, bro, how the fucking how the aliens will look, or the demons will look. Oh my
Man,
gosh, you can give him both of those. I think he would kill it with either one of those. I think both of those
yeah,
would look good. I think that's the thing. I think that like mangas and stuff, they just need it. They just need to get the big budget shit. Like they need to
yeah.
get a real. They need to get like a real. They need to get a real life ass like. You know what I'm saying?
Get them Disney dollars or
Get
something,
them
man.
Disney man. Listen, bro, get it like a real ass. Because. But I will say this. This is my last thing, and then we can wrap this up. I think it'll be easier to adapt animes or mangas that have more Eurocentric uh like settings and characters. I
But
think it's really hard to do things that are set in Tokyo and like set really truly set in Japan with like real like Japanese characters because once you whitewash it, it's cooked. Even there, like you know what I'm saying, it's bad because it's just like immediately you're erasing some very important cultural things with it. I think that when they do other things that are already, do mangas that are already pretty like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're already essentially some Eurocentric things. They already deal with that kind of stuff, or they're kind of dealing with a kind of a completely different setting that's out of like Japan. Then I'm like, okay, you can play with it. I think what the issue comes in is when things start getting super whitewashed, and then it's like, you're like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Reborn is obviously set in Japan, but dealing with the mafia shit, I know my boy Scorsese would go crazy with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he would definitely do numbers, and I'm glad that you brought that up because it is one of those things where it's like because a lot of manga is it's Japan like the
It
home
is.
like you can't escape the fact that like a lot 99.99% of manga is made in Japan, bro. So it's like you can't escape it if they're inspired by their homeland, their setting, and anything like that. But in the same breath, for the ones that aren't set in those places, I think you can do a little bit more and you can have a little bit more fun with those. And uh, they do just need the budget with them. Like go crazy, have the special effects. I think we're in a time right now where as long as you throw a budget at something and get the right effects people on it, and casting's good, you can capture lightning in a bottle. Like that'll be a hit on the movie theater screen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Michael Bay low key need to do Kaiju number 8.
I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about that.
Nah, he do. He definitely need Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 needs somebody that has like mecha shit. You need somebody that's good with the explosions,
Yeah,
the special effects.
yeah. I also got Undead Unluck from James Cameron because he got Aliens, he got Transformers, he got Avatar, bro. Like all of that stuff with not Kaiju number 8, but Undead Unluck. The crazy insane shit. I just think that he would probably he would do some work with that. So
Nah, yeah, for sure. Well, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of the Big Eyes Podcast. My man JB, thank you very much for pulling up on us, bro.
It's an honor, man. It's always very, very honored to be here.
oh yeah,
Nah,
you
for
already
sure.
know.
Always, bro. Open door policy, always. But make sure you are always listening to the Big Eyes Podcast and the Lookout. Make sure you're following and subscribe to the Lookout RNC. Make sure you're following the RNC Radio Live. Make sure you're subscribed to every Patreon. Make sure you're supporting the homies. And other than that, AD, what's the sign off?
You already know. Please read more manga, watch more anime, and be on the lookout, only on the lookout for the Big Eyes Podcast.